You know what the weird thing about being an artist? You feel more comfortable telling the world your business versus you being in a conversation with 2 or 3 people. It's the weirdest juxtaposition. I don't know why that's that way. And a lot of the artists I've talked to have that same kind of feedback as well.
Walk around every feeling like a super villain on the microphone daily. It's where I do my killing. If you clowns try to trip, then I'm blood spilling. But who wants that? You better be chillin'. Make like a tree, get the fuck out of here.
DJ is Lord, 1/3 of Honor Productions. Basically, what I do is I'm the DJ of the group, but I'm also a paralegal during the day. So that's what I do. So I guess it balances it out. From Eagle Rock, California, but born and raised in Los Ecos Parques, which is Echo Park. So that's me.
I'm DJ Chuck the Old Soul, 1/3 of Honor Productions. I'm the producer of the group and 1/2 of the MC. I should say partner in rhyme, one of the partners in rhyme. 12 years this thing has been around since high school, and it's been an incredible ride since then, man. So we've been around for a long time and just finally trying to get over the hump, I think. So it's been an incredible journey. But
what's up? I am MC ELIMN8, 1/3 of Mighty Honor Flow Productions, also 1/2 of the MCs. I'm from Los Angeles, California, currently living in Inglewood. By day, when I'm in my Peter Parker mode, it's video game testing, technical term, quality assurance. Been on some of the biggest games. Currently at a VR studio, and I do hip hop.
I forgot to say I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised. I'm proud of it.
Surprise, man!
And in my day job, I can't say on camera.
He makes playlists.
Can't say on camera.
That's all we can say.
That's all we can say. Yeah, it's. Shout out to the NDAs.
NDA.
And I don't want niggas asking me for favors too, because I learned my lesson.
Yeah, you said that in one of your rhymes like so many times.
Yeah.
I don't want to ask for a favor now.
No. Honor Flow Productions has been around for 12 years. It started when I was in high school.
Yeah. And
it's gone through many lineup changes. A lot of, at one point, we were looking like the Wu-Tang Clan. At one point, we were looking like the Roots, like a full live band.
Yeah.
And then, just kind of break it down, I met ELIMN8 here our freshman year at Marymount College in our orientation group.
Marymount?
And that's when we started rocking together. And when I transferred to LMU, because at the time, Marymount was a 2-year liberal art college, I transferred to Loyola Marymount. And I met DJ's Lord here. And funny factoid, Lord and I were actually supposed to be roommates at first.
We were.
Didn't know each other.
Yeah.
If you look at our living paperwork, our names were down there. But he decided to live in a service org house.
Yeah, it was the CSA house, which is Center for Service and Action. Plug. Go Lions, LMU. But basically, like, we were like messaging each other back and forth, but I was like debating between if I wanted to room with him or stay at the CSA house, which is a service house. So in order for you to stay in that house, you basically do service hours for the community. And obviously, like, my passion is community outreach as well. So that's how I ended up going to that house. He got another roommate who happened to be Filipino too,
and actually played in the band.
Played in the band. He was the keyboardist, Ray. And then and that's pretty much it. But one way or the other, it just seems like the universe was just trying to like get us to meet. Like when I officially met this guy was actually in U-Haul at LMU, and it was through a friend, Vika. And they were just like, yeah, what up, hi. And basically I was just sitting down waiting for my next class, and then me and him was like, Vika approaches me. It's like, oh, you're Lord. It's like, Lord, you should meet Chuck. Chuck, you should meet Lord. Both of y'all really into music and hip hop, blah blah blah. And then like he had a shirt, and I remember it says Hip Hop is Classic, and I was like, yo, that's my boys group too. And I was like, oh snap. And then we just started talking for a little bit. It was a bit of like a awkward hip-hop conversation because we had to get to classes. We were like literally like, I was like harpooning all my favorite MCs, top 5 dead or alive. I was like, yo, this is like a MTV rap session in less than 20 seconds.
Yo, we always joked, it probably was a good thing we weren't roommates because no work would have got done.
Nope.
I don't because aside from music and being DJs,
would have graduated.
and being DJs.
Yeah, that too.
Because we rock a lot of places together, a lot of private events. We get married, holla at us. We're both pro wrestling fans. We're both video game heads. We're both our big brothers.
Sponsor us, Elite!
We're both big brothers to little sisters. both our mothers share the same favorite band, Earth, Wind, and Fire. So a lot of shit wouldn't have got done because we had probably been bullshitting and talking and hanging out most of the time.
Y'all related, homie.
No, we're pretty much family. We're cousins, dude. Like that's cousins twice removed.
Back in 06, it was like the same thing for us. He like the old soul was actually the first friend I made. In college, we were in the same orientation group, and that's the thing. Like when there's only like a handful of like black people, it's like
we were just like
you stick out. It's like, hey man, like
what's up, man?
Hey,
Verdes?
No,
yes.
Look, if you like, I'm looking at the scene in my head of the circle, and we're sitting on the lawn. Black person. And
and
hey,
we,
man, what's up?
it was
We should
crazy
be
because
friends.
we were in the same orientation group.
I look around, be like,
Where's a black person?
You for this
You look
orientation.
cool.
I mean, I rock with everybody, but sometimes I was like, hey man, what's up?
It's definitely important to know like where the group is.
Solidarity, guys. Solidarity.
We met like and we just immediately just started talking hip hop. It's like, oh man, like you like so and so, I like so and so. Like we started really building that connection. And the same day, I actually went to your dorm and you played some beats. He was like, yeah, man, like I make some beats, and I was like, oh man, this is dope.
I didn't know he rhymed until a month after we met. He mentioned nothing about it.
I've been, because like my cousin, like hip hop's in my family. Like my cousin, he's in Dilated Peoples. Shout out to Raka, love you, Cuzzo. And he always tried to like my family just tried to show me the way, like who's the dope artist and stuff like that. So I was always rapping, and then like I love anime, like Pokemon had the poker rap. And then high school, like, I was, I would do ciphers, I'd always get like eaten alive, but it just made me want to, just come back. So I was always rhyming, but like, I don't know, like I was super self-conscious. Like, when he played the beats, I was like, okay, let me just save these rhymes,
For next time.
Hey man, at least in junior high, you didn't walk out in the cipher with a piece of paper. I did that in junior high. At least
technical.
At least you didn't do that. Like,
Walked out with like a
I had better rhymes than the dude, but it's all about the delivery, and my delivery wasn't there yet, and he had basic ass lines, and the crowd was on the side, and I got cooked.
Yeah.
Period. I got cooked.
If you had paper in hand.
Yeah, that was an automatic L.
Paper in
right
hand,
there.
definitely.
That was an automatic L. I'm just thinking about those junior high battles. It was like 50 people around, 60 people around. But you try not to cuss in junior high, and then you see teachers running up, everybody starts scattering and stuff.
Right?
I was throwing out the kitchen sink, man, just like, oh man, your mom with this, your mom with that.
Oh yeah, when the adults came around, I was trying
She got one big titty and one small titty.
One out of order. But
sorry about that.
no. But the first thing we bonded over,
Innocent titties.
Paul ELIMN8 spent some time.
Dropping comments.
ELIMN8 spent some time in Palmdale. So I spent some time in Palmdale. So that was the first thing. Like, went to
up the
Palmdale.
hill, too.
Yeah. So we it was Palmdale, and then when he brought up Dilated Peoples, and you have to know your music to know about Dilated. You have to be ahead. And when I was like, your cousin's who? He was like, okay, so he knows his shit. So that's how the music came from there. It was like a month later with AD, shout out to AD, who was, like I said, there was a lot of college members and high school friends who were part of the group over time. And we're just kicking it, and AD's like, hey man, I used to rhyme in high school too, man. Man, if I could tell you how many Knife Wonder beats we rhymed over during that time, because LimeWire was there, and
16 to 18 bars a bus.
So we're just pulling. Knife beats were everywhere during that time. So we're just making quick songs out of them, and that's when I found out. Like he spit. Our first show was at Marymount. They had the coffee houses back.
And when I kicked that rhyme, I was nervous as shit. I was like, okay, you know what? I gotta, and like my delivery, it's gotten better over time. But like I was just like, you know what? I gotta be on. Like they're listening to me. I gotta come out.
You gotta be on 11, right?
Yeah, man. So I mean, yeah, it was cool. And
It only goes to 11.
Still,
then, those live shows was like myself, ELIMN8, 80. There was also Buddha who was in it too. Our DJ was my homie DJ Kryptonite. Shout out to the little group. It's funny, both of our DJs went to Daniel Murphy High School.
Yes,
That's the
we
craziest
did.
part.
Rest in peace.
So, yeah, it's funny, I was thinking about the only time we've never, in the history of this group, every show, for the exception of 2 shows, we always had our own DJ and our own band.
it's important. Respect the DJ.
Yes.
I can't stress this among people enough. You Your DJ is your band.
Luckiest MC in the world. I'm in a group with 2 DJs. I love it. And you know, you can't.
I'm lucky. I'm in a group with 2 dope ass one DJ and one MC. So I'm blessed.
I just want to say
we're just blessed to have each other.
You cannot understate the importance of the DJ. If you don't have a DJ, I highly recommend that.
Yo, your DJ's your band. You know, like they know your music. That's what helps you put on a show. You don't see major artists go in there with just whatever. You know, like you got to put on a show, and I think that's something that separates us from a lot of groups, a lot of our peers.
Showmanship.
And the fact that we put a lot into our live show. I mean, we're gonna get to practicing soon here.
See all those trophies?
You know, we talent shows.
It's all DJing trophies.
But to tie
my DJ diploma.
To tie it back to the coffee houses, you know, that's what we learned. Like live shows are everything.
Yeah.
Live shows, even now, even in the demographics. I mean, not the demographics, the economics of it. Guys are on the road all the time now because record sales are not there as they should, are not there as they were before. The stream bracket hasn't been completely figured out yet, and whether you can rock live is going to determine where you're successful or not. Yeah. So we take great pride in our live show. So the name Honor Flow came from, I mentioned DJ Kryptonite earlier about our history. We were going to do a house party. I just moved to a new house. This is 2004. I just moved into a new house. So the homie's like, hey man, let's do a house party, break in the crib. All right, cool. So I'm making the flyer. At the time, you know, the old soul nickname wasn't attached to DJ Chuck yet. It was just DJ Chuck, and Kryptonite was going by as he was DJ Dre. So we had the plain names at that time. But I didn't want to put DJ Chuck and DJ Dre presents, you know, I wanted something to go under it. So I was sitting in mass, altar serving.
Of course.
Thinking, okay, you know, father's giving,
Catholic boys.
He's giving the homily. I'm daydreaming. All right, what's his company gonna be? I came down to 2 names. I don't think I've ever publicly talked about it. The 2 names I came down to.
Now it's for public record.
It was Foxhound Productions. If any
Foxhound?
Any Metal Gear...
Fox and the Hound?
No, as in Metal Gear
Solid. That sounds like Disney. Well, then we want that Disney money too,
Foxhound, if you're a Metal Gear Solid fan, is...
Thank God it was Honor Flow Productions.
No, the name Foxhound came from the group Metal Gear, you know, like the group of bandits from Metal Gear Solid. But you know, we don't want Konami suing us. Like, nah, we need our own name.
Or Disney.
We can own.
Fox and the Hound.
So I was the last thing on my mind. I was thinking, let me do some gangster shit. We gotta be in in some military gear or something like that. Like, so Foxhound wasn't
going to be like boot camp?
Foxhound. All we miss is the Tims. Foxhound was not gonna work. The name Honor Flow came from like, okay, what's the personality? What are we trying to do? There's an honor roll student. Well, the honor roll student is the top quality of an academic student. You know your shit. You take pride in your work, and I'm like, okay, what about Honor Flow? You know, that means anything we do musically, DJ, anything the graduate logo is stamped on is high quality. And the productions came from just I wanted to attach something onto it because I was going to be more than just music. It was going to be music. It was going to be, you know, DJing. It was going to be a lot of other ventures for us. So productions covers a lot of things under it. So yeah, that's where the name Honor Flow Productions came from. And hilariously, people have over the years told me, you should change the name, you should change the logo. I'm just like, there's no meaning to it. Like, everything we do has meaning to it. Everything has some type of story behind it.
Meaning and driven action.
Now, you can call it overthinking. I would gladly take that title. But no, everything we do is with purpose.
Yeah.
It's all intentional. Everything's intentional. Everything we do. If I walk from here to the bathroom, that's intentional too. But I'm just saying, like, to prove the point, a lot of people are intentional with their actions. It's not they don't have a driven purpose. Sometimes they're just doing it to just get through the day. But the question is, what sets us apart is the fact that, like what Chuck was trying to emphasize, is like, you know, we've had the jokes. We've heard the jokes. Like, oh, that's cute. You guys DJ. Oh, that's cute. You rap. Oh, that's cute. That's like, well, it's cute. That's great. But, you know, this is life. Hip-hop is life. Hip-hop is the life you live. Rap is what you do. KRS-One. So.
And, you know, I'll even add and say that, you know, we've had that criticism on our name or whatever, but, like, you know, we're still here. There are a lot of people that we were coming up with, they're not doing this anymore. So, and on top of the group name still being the same, we still have our aliases, still being the same. So,
I know those haven't changed either, man.
I've always been ELIMN8. It's.
Yeah, I've always been DJ is Lord, and it's a pun because my name is actually Lord. That's my birth name. Like my mama gave me.
People
that name.
never believe that when he introduces himself.
I have to pull out my driver's license.
But to quickly go back to the logo, I won't even say dangerous, but we can say dangerous. What's more intimidating than someone who's knowledgeable? Okay,
knowledge is power.
You got guns, flash the guns. You can take you down by force. What's more powerful and influential to someone who has knowledge? So for anyone who has a criticism, it's too college, it's too this. You never stop learning, you never stop growing, regardless if you continue with your education or you stop in high school or stop in college or wherever you stop your education. Nothing's more powerful than someone that's armed with knowledge. So to me, the graduate logo is more dangerous than any kind of logo than someone holding up two AK-47s, to be honest with you,
Well, to add to that, it's not just knowledge, but knowledge of self. There's a difference. Because people can use knowledge for good and bad, or just for foolery. There's the two types of things that you learn from life. It's the knowledge, but then it's also the mistakes you made. But that made you the man or woman that you are today.
So
it's never a mistake unless you didn't learn from it, and you keep on repeating the cycle. It's like basically it's that saying. If you try to do something over and over using the same formula, expecting the same result, that's insanity. And so when it comes down to, it's also knowledge of self. Just to add to what you were saying.
But yeah, long story short, no motherfucker, we're not changing the name and the logo.
Sorry.
Period. Not happening.
Sorry, not sorry.
For me, I feel like it really comes down to, again, DJ as Lord was saying, your knowledge of yourself. I mean, you have a lot of people following trends and may not necessarily be making the music they want to make. It's just, okay, this is kind of hot right now. So I'm a firm believer if you want to be number one, you're talking about being odd. That's that characteristic. You're only being yourself.
I like that. I never really thought about it like that.
I mean,
you're odd.
Yeah. I mean that's it's solitary and it's odd, and you can't be afraid to be yourself. You got to have the courage to be yourself, and really make your music personal and relatable. And there are a lot of other people doing the same thing. Why should they listen to you?
It boils down to, do you want to do this or not? Because it always has to come back to, do I love this or not? And regardless of what anybody says or does, I know I love this, so I'm going to continue to do it. Something we've always joked about is, if we're talking 12 years, how many sounds and trends in hip-hop have come and gone, and we've always stuck to our guns and just did whatever the hell we want to do. And I think this new album really sticks to that point of, we're going to do whatever the hell we feel like doing, saying whatever we feel like, and sticking to that. When we stuck, there's never been a record that we've ever put out in the history of this group that we were forced to put out, or we're thinking maybe we should put this out because it's made catch. Now, some songs are better than others, but I can honestly say we have always put out something that we can stand behind. Like I said, quality changes. You're going to get better at your craft, but we've never put out music that we can't stand behind today. And on top of that, and to flip it, not only people that have decided to not pursue music, there are stories of people who have blown up and was running in the same circles as us. Great example. I mean, anybody who's watching this will definitely tell you about the Sean Healy shows.
Yes.
Anybody who was doing shows from 2008, 2009 till about 2012,
basically
13. They've done a Sean Healy show here and there. And I remember Anderson .Paak was running in that same scene. Kendrick Lamar's running in that same scene. A lot of Pat Div, a lot of those guys who have had careers or still ascending, all came in that same circle. LA has become an epicenter again for new artists. And this time around, the sound is even more diverse than it's ever been as well.
More than likely, yeah.
So the idea of just seeing, and I think that's something that gives us life, and that we talk to people who have followed us, are like, the name is still Honor Flow. You guys are still together. You guys, a friend of mine said it's kind of like that long lost friend that just never goes away. She was like, I remember you were doing Honor Flow when you were 18. You're 30 now. Certain things don't change. And we're proud of that. We're proud that we've evolved, but we're proud that our message we're true to ourselves, and the message has has grown and stayed the same in that sense. So there's been people who have fell off, but there's also been people who have ascended around us as well. So I feel like we're in the right circle, and we've been doing the right things. We're continuing to do the right things.
Sure.
You know what the weird thing about being an artist? You feel more comfortable telling the world your business versus you being in a conversation with 2 or 3 people. It's the weirdest juxtaposition. I don't know why that's that way. And a lot of other artists I've talked to have that same kind of feedback as well. But you feel more comfortable talking about your personal life, or your what you're actually feeling through your art versus a normal conversation. I guess with this record, it was a lot of, they have a saying that says, it comes from the heart, it's going to reach the heart. And that was the thing that we wanted to convey in this record. We wanted to make sure it was authentic and people can relate to this. And as far as like pushing each other as a group, we all wanted this to be the best thing we've ever done. Yeah. So it was like, whatever it takes, how long it takes, we had high standards for ourselves. We're our worst critics. No one can be harder on us than us.
Sure can, man.
So we knew it was for the greater good of the record. And anybody else, it wasn't just us. Anybody that was a part of this process, whether, guest appearances, vocalists, musicians, the graphic design, everything, photography, music videos, everything. We are pulling the absolute best out of everybody that was a part of this process. And everybody came back to us and said, this is some of the best work I've done. And we're glad that they feel that way, man, because, it's either you give your best or you don't give anything at all. And I think you look at the history of this group, like I said earlier, we've gotten better, but I can always say at that specific time where we were, that was the best we could give. Like right now, we gave the absolute, Anita Baker giving you the best that I got. Literally, like that is us right now. And when the next record comes out, we're going to evolve, and that's going to be the best we're at that point. If you're not getting better, if you're not in it to be the very best you can be, then why are you doing it?
And that's the beauty of mastery. It's not a destination; it's a journey. So like we're always going to keep on getting better, and it's not going to be It's not going to be a state that we ever reach. But it's just going to be a journey that we're going to plan to take everyone on with us. An Odyssey, if you will.
I
plug on some real shit. I want to do this at the highest levels. I want to have influence. I want to reach people, and just want to let someone know that's dealing with tough times. It's only temporary. It gets better, and you get through it.
They say in this business to manage your expectations, and sometimes that's a hard thing to do when you're both on the creative side and the business side. We are an independent group, and we handle both sides of the coin, both business-wise and and I find myself in the middle of I wouldn't say managing my expectations, but okay, this is the path. Right. To get here, because the overall goal is we want this to reach as many people as possible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. We want this to be able to take us all over the world. We want to make sure it's something that's going to be around 20 years from now. Mm-hmm. So my expectation is, of course, we're not going to do Drake numbers first week, but for us, I know we're going to be a slow burner. This record's going to come out, and over time, it's going to get into more people's ears and more people's ears, and we just got to keep going at it every single day. We know this is going to be a journey. This is going to be, and honestly, I'm kind of glad it's like that for this record, because with social media, things come and go fast.
Right.
Right. How many big artists have come out with records in the last year? And you're like, oh shit, that came out. Yeah. And it gets lost in the shuffle, and you're trying to keep up with everything that comes out. So for us, I'm kind of cool with our record being a slow burner. Like over time, it's going to catch on. It's quality over quantity. We've always believed that. Now, it wasn't our intention to take 5 years to make this record. Things happen. Life happens. Things happen. It would not be 5 years for the next record. Yes. It would not take 5 years to make the next record. We can tell you that much. But you know, it's for us. It's like, I remember there's a saying. My dad's parents, like my grandfather, used to always say to my grandmother, my dad's father, like, Shirley, this is better than when you cooked it yesterday. You know, you want to let the ingredients sit in. You know, you want
to marinate.
You want this to be soul food. You don't want it to be fast food, and that's our goal with it. We want something that's gonna stick.
What I want for this album, let me add, we want to transcend time, as we had mentioned before. We want to leave a handprint on the culture, but not only that, you want to create a legacy, but we also want the respect of our peers. We're not walking into this like all self-entitled. We're not here to create a catalog. We're here to create a discography. This is how serious we are about the music. It's about the legacy that we live for generations that go forward with us. We want to change the world, and as crazy as I may seem, and everyone tells me I'm crazy that I want to change the world, I really do. Because are you happy with the state of it? I'm not. I want to lit this world on fire, not like in a terrorist way, but you know, like spread our gospel.
You mean in the Saint-Ignatius way? You mean?
But in the Saint-Ignatius way. But the whole thing about that is just like, when it comes down ultimately, what kind of mark will you leave for?
You know, and you know, with that, you know, that confidence of like, you know, I'm gonna push myself to be the best, so you know, no one can, you know, fuck with it. So like, you know, yeah, like you got a chip on your shoulder sometimes, and you know, I think, you know, I mean, for me, like that brings up, you know, my best. Like it's like, yeah, like when I step on that stage, like, you know, we're gonna make it hard, you know, for you to go on after us. You know, you better say our name like 12 times. Say like, oh yeah, if you like Honor Flow Productions, you know, let me hear you say yeah. Like, you know.
I think you should have a rhyme where you spell out your name so people know exactly how to spell it.
Hey man, ELIMN8. You know, stop fucking it up, people.
Like FOBOLOUS.
No, and I got
hip hop spelling, man.
And with my alias, you know, that's the thing. Like, you know, we. Again, like, you know, conveying our personalities, you know, this album is very much ourselves. You know, I'm going to be the first one to say I got my alias from Digimon. You know, I remember I was watching, you know, the episode My Sister's Keeper.
Don't sue us.
You know, shout out Digimon.
Don't sue us.
You know,
Copyright, all rights reserved.
You know, the bad guy in the episode, he was just like, yeah, you know, I'm sick of these heroes, like, doing this thing. Execute, plan, eliminate. And, you know, I was looking at the closed captions, and, like, you know, that just, you know, reached out to me. I was just like, and I must have been, like, 9 or 10 years old, and I was like, you know what, I'm Eliminate. That's it. And, you know, yeah, I mean, we conveyed our souls with this. You know, this is very much ourselves that you're listening to.
I mean, even the namesakes mean a lot. From Eliminate, DJ Chuck the Old Soul, and then DJ is Lord. Like, I never had a DJ name, like, when I was, like, 13 or 14 when I started. And like I was at a Filipino convention and I was opening for DJ Icy Ice. Shout out to DJ Icy Ice, Snapback. And I was nervous as hell. 13 years old, and I don't even know if DJ Icy Ice even remembers this. But I always tell people who always ask my name, how'd you get DJ is Lord? Well, I didn't have a DJ name, and I was no way in hell gonna call myself DJ Lord because that's the most world famous DJ from Public Enemy. I was like, no, I can't share that mantle. He's like up here, and I'm like in the clearance bin, like, you know.
We got what, like Lord Finesse, Lord Samir.
Yeah, there's Lord Samir. Shout out to Lord Samir.
There's a lot of lords.
There's a lot of lords out there, like Lords of the Underground. You know, old hip hop from the '90s.
But there's a lot of like big boys, and there's a lot of Dre's. You know, you can say Dr. Dre or Andre 3000. You can say Big Boy the radio DJ. You can say Big Boy from Outkast. So you know, it's all how you flip it.
But the way that it went down was like they asked Icy Ice, what's the name of the DJ? And he's like, oh, DJ is Lord. You want to go with that? And I was like,
the DJ is Lord.
Oh, the DJ is Lord. So it's kind of like a Filipino pun. Like, oh, who's the DJ? Oh, Antes, DJ is Lord. That's how it went down. So I was like, yo, I'll take the name DJ is Lord. And that was it. And then I just rocked like a good 15, 20 minute set and then just fade to black in the history books. Because I would actually, you know, tell Ice, like, yeah, I would remind him, like, that's how you gave me my name. And ever since then, like, if anyone asks who's my favorite DJ, you already know. Because he gave me the namesake. Everyone created their names. Like, Chuck was in church. praying to God, like, what's our name? You know, and I was ordained by a DJ that I highly respect.
There's a thing in hip hop, you can't give yourself your nickname.
No.
Yeah.
Like, you got to somehow earn it, or there's got to be some type of story. I mean, DJ Chuck was always wanted to just, I always, going back to there's a cassette tape deck that's in the lower part of the den where we record at. I remember junior high, touching the knobs and the EQs like I was touching a crossfader. My grandmother was yelling, Chucky, stop playing with that thing like a toy. Like, that was my whole thing at the beginning. The Old Soul nickname came from, I didn't even know it was a term. My mother would always say, you have an old soul, like, you're into this, you do this. I didn't know at the time it was like an actual term. I didn't know and until after she had told me I was that. So I was like, all right, DJ Chuck is too plain. I need to add some extra spices to it, you could say. And the Old Soul
turmeric
came to it. People have also asked me to clarify.
Ginger root.
People have always asked me to clarify, why do you mess with the capitals and the lowercase? Like, why is it...
And everybody say, hey!
That's what the acronym means.
The Black Odyssey.
And acronyms are supposed to be easy. This one isn't. I'm gonna fail my exam, bro.
The guys have said there is no acronym on the next title. The last 2 albums were acronyms. You're not putting an acronym in the next album title. I don't know that yet, but let's see. The acronym ELIMN8 is like, nah, it is not.
Nah, B.
You gotta do it slow.
But you know what? We've joked because our first album was called Visions. Visions was an acronym for various inspired stories, insightful on night and sunlight. I had to make sure I remembered it. Basically, stories about night and day. So the Black Odyssey, Black is an acronym for Beyond Light Years Away, Carrying Knowledge. That's the easy
Say that
way.
again more time.
We can put this at the bottom. Beyond Light Years Away, Carrying Knowledge. I've joked if the next album does have an acronym.
Man, that's pretty cool.
Does Odyssey have an acronym?
No, Odyssey does not have an acronym. I've joked.
Because this sounds like I had to study for the bar.
If we somehow came up with a title, an acronym title for the next album, would be the acronym trilogy. But it's not going to be just forced. It has to make sense. Right. So that's probably not going to happen. The acronym Black, like I said, Beyond Light Years Away, Carrying Knowledge. It started as something in high school as a B.L.A.C.K t-shirt. That was the vice president of our Black Student Union. And I always thought about how the history of Black culture, I was always ahead of the pack, whether it be technology, fashion, arts,
music,
food, whatever it was, we always were ahead of the curve. But as time grew on, the acronym kind of grew more than just about Blacks, but also was an idea of everybody's on their own kind of beyond light years where they're carrying knowledge. Everybody has their own story to tell. Everybody has their own truth to tell, regardless of your race. So the Black Odyssey, as a title came out actually 10 years ago. We were working on something on the side before our first record. Like, what's a title that talks about where we're going, but as a group? And the Black Odyssey came up. I want to say you said Odyssey, or did we look it up in a dictionary? We looked up in a dictionary, right?
Like we were trying to look for a word that that was like synonymous with like a journey or going somewhere, and we just kept on like going down the list of like, okay, that doesn't sound right, that doesn't roll off the tongue, and then I studied philosophy in college, and like the Greeks are all over that, got the knowledge out of Egypt. But we were learning about like a lot of mythology, and we had just covered the Odyssey, and I was like, oh, Odyssey, how about that?
And once again, it looked good on paper.
Looked good on paper, and like the Old Soul, like his eyes lit up and was like, yo, that's it.
So
that's that shit.
So that version, there's 3 versions of this album that came to be. The version then 10 years ago, then another version we're working on as a band, but then the band came apart, and it became the 3 of us. I've always had a title in the back of my head. And the concept of the record is about freedom, and I don't mean like patriarchal freedom. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about personal freedom, financial freedom, freedom to who you want to love, who you want to be,
sexual freedom,
and all of the above. But it's more about finding your own personal freedom, and when you're on a journey, an odyssey, you have your own truth to tell, your own story to tell. It's like this makes sense with that album title. And the album title been holding on for 10 years, and now it just, and it made sense because I would talk to my bandmates, and I would talk to our peers, our friends, and just, hey, what are you going through? What's life for you, especially like post college, you know, in that post 7 to 8 years.
It's rough.
And a lot of the same themes came up about, personal freedom, personal, about romance and finances, and
sexual freedom,
and the person you want to be and become. Can you still stick to your dreams, your truth that you had when you're 21, but still evolve as a human? Those themes still came up repeatedly, not just once or twice, but over and over again. I was like, okay, I think this is where the album's going to center in, and that's where every song on the album has, it's conceptual, but it's a loose concept. But we literally can go down the track listing and say, this is the freedom of blah blah blah, or blah blah blah. This touches on this. So for us, we wanted this record to be, thriller, no filler. Every song's on there for a purpose. Every day is there for a reason. We keep in mind, like, in this day and age, there's a lot of other artists you can listen to. There's a lot of different, how do you cut through the noise? Yeah. So we wanted to make sure that every record on there meant something, and it was, and it was great. If you don't learn from your past, then you're gonna keep making the same mistakes. I'm always, I have everything that we've ever done. The song he talked about, we first did, I still got it. Old footage, old songs, shit that came out, shit that didn't come out. I feel like if you don't, keep track of your own history, if you don't tell your own story, who will? And I look at those, there's a line on the album closure called Joy, and I say every now and then I bump those old tracks as a reminder to my old Pat. And I do listen to our old stuff, not just also as game film of, okay, we can do this better, we can do that better, or we learn from this, but also is to keep the same spirit. Don't forget why you're doing this. I always say to people, the music business can break your heart, but the music never will as long as you treat it right. You treat the music right, it'll treat you good. The business can be fucked up.
Yeah.
You got to know where that line is. But don't ever let the business fuck up your love, your joy for the music. So we are always, like I said, we're our biggest critics. So we learn from putting out the past records and the past rollouts and the past performances. We've had our great nights. We had our okay nights. There's only one show I can point out that was absolutely fucking terrible. But I can always say that
terrible shows. We have that kind of reputation.
The Rob Liefeld Chuck.
That was what?
The Rob Liefeld Chuck.
You learn.
Yeah.
We are always analyzing ourselves and trying to be better every single time out. So, and we're students. Not just what we do, but
students of life.
People, that's what kills me about music. Motherfuckers get a little piece of success and they don't want to be fans anymore. We are
always fans.
I don't give a fuck if you call it. Motherfuckers are afraid to give people props. Oh, you dick right. No, it's not.
They call it fanboying or fangirling. But it's like, honestly though, if you're given the opportunity and that's the only opportunity that you're gonna meet, like someone you highly respect in the game, whether it be the DJ game or even like video games or like whatever it is. If there's someone you look up to, you highly respect, and you look at them as your like elder or someone that you've basically at one point in your lifetime you're going to rival, those people. But before all that happens, you want to give them the props and you want to give them like the thank yous, and you just want to show gratitude because they influence your art. They influence, the way who you are as a person as a whole. Whether it be in sports, whether it be in art, whether it be whatever the medium is. But you have to give props where it's due, because why else are we doing this?
And it's not just the artists you look up to, but even our peers. Guys like Norik That's Cool is on the album, or like Shout Society is on this record. Like our immediate peers. Yeah. I'm the first one, if you're killing it, I'm the first one to say, yo, you killed it. Yo, like Norik, like I always tell Norik, for example, his set at the DIY Fest last year with the palm trees and the chick and the blue lights. Yeah. I was like, man, you fucked our whole shit up. Like, anybody's in our circle, like if your shit is not as good as that, you fucking failed. None of us are afraid to show our peers love when they're doing incredible things, man. We're supposed to be able to help each other and elevate. Because if you're in the same scene and you're about the same thing, and you come as a group, think of every major movement in music, and I hate using that word because it's overused, but literally every major movement in music. You like Stevie Wonder, but you're a fan of the Motown. There was Michael Jackson, there's Jackson 5, there's Diana Ross, there was Smokey Robinson, or you even look at now, even to hip-hop, like you like Talib Kweli and Common, but you remember there's the Soul Aquarius, there was the Roots, there's Erykah Badu, there's Jay Dilla. There was always, or even the Native Tongues. You like Tribe, but you also love De La Soul and Queen Latifah and Brand Nubian and
Jungle Brothers
and Moni Love, and everybody had, even they weren't a group, they all moved as a collective.
They were a community.
The
community of artists. That's what it is.
The bigger the group, the easier your sound's gonna break through. And that's kind of a philosophy I've definitely grown towards. But for
it's
us,
also an easy way to fill a room too.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you're surrounded with friends and family. It's like you're doing what you love, but then they're also like, it's like energy. It's like vibes. You know what I mean? Like, it's automatic. It's like you can't fake vibes. Like, if you already know you see a dude coming at you or a female coming at you like 200-300 feet away and their vibe is off, you stare away. But a lot of these collective artists that we've actually worked with from Bad School, Shadow Society, it's like it's always been love from jump. Like it's always been like shaped organically. Cats like Bars, Johnny Bars, Imran.
Right.
I mean, it just started off with that one. The No Filter Showcase. What is it? 2014, 2015,
15.
Yeah, and it was like right there and then. It was like every single individual who was in attendance, from the artists to the people who were just watching. It was just good vibes all around, and that's how like just our community grew, because we connected with these guys. They gave us an opportunity to rock with them, and vice versa. And the way that it went down was like what Chuck was saying. It's like, yeah, we gotta uplift each other. And then there are times too where you have to like point out like some constructive criticism as well, and be like, I don't know, I wasn't feeling that. Maybe you should do it this way, out of respect. But here's the thing: it's like the number one thing that always has been that's recurring amongst us three and everybody else, we fuck with. It's no yes man in the team. We don't like it, we'll say it.
Yeah.
If we're not feeling it, we'll say it. Because this is a family. It's like, it's a collection of artists, and we're a family. You can be vulnerable. You can open up. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You want to make your art form truest to what it is. It's great. We can turn up and party. It's cool. But are you really doing an injustice to your art when you don't open up your soul to the world? When you're not vulnerable? Because you don't know. The music and the art will reach the masses, or 5 people in the crowd, or whatever, but somebody's feeling it, and they'll relate on that level, and that's what you call genuine human connection, that interconnectedness between the artist and the fan. But then the artist and the fan no longer become artists and fans, they're friends, they're family. All of those other artists who are like, we're just trying to find our tribe, and your vibe attracts your tribe, no matter what it is.
I heard,
Oh shit.
So you can reach my social media, ELIMN8 HFP. That's my handle for Twitter and Instagram. Same thing on Twitch. I do work in the game industry when I'm in my Peter Parker mode. My Twitch handle is XXELIMN8HFPXX. Check it out. Watch me kick ass on Street Fighter.
Yo, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Old Soul HFP, TheOldSoulHFP. Check us out, honorflowproductions.com. Honor, like having honor flow, like going with the flow productions with an S.com. Anything about us you will find up here, including this incredible interview that we're doing right here. And so Black Odyssey out right now. It's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify, it's on Google Music, it's on Amazon. We have physical copies for sale.
All those motherfuckers.
CD's out now. We got the cassettes.
Ooh, look, see, I told you.
We got
all
the
about
cassettes.
boobs.
We got the cassettes on the way. Shouts out to Serious Cartoons, Records, and Tapes. They're gonna handle that. Can I just say it for the records? Serious Cartoons, Records, and Tapes. You know what? I think it's the dopest shit. And Phantom Threats on our album.
Hey.
Phantom Threats on our album.
Yeah.
Weird Science. But yeah, honorflowproductions.com. Black Odyssey available everywhere on local retailers. Physical copies available directly through us. Come holler at us, and we would love to, for you to come Great packaging. Shouts out to Real Marcos who blessed it.
Yes.
DJ Brittany, our muse on the front.
Media.
Man, DJ came through. My sister, Genevieve Monroe, shot the photos for it. I look on the back cover, and it really was a family affair. People we've been friends with for so long. Family.
She has a great eye.
You know, Canary Fox, who I've known, made at my grandmother's church, did the body paint. It's just a line of folks. I guess my grandmother sings on the record on a song called Angels Fly in the choir section.
Shout out to Ramel.
Ramel, your cousin's on the record.
Yeah.
Trisha Isabella, who we went to college with, who's on
Hi,
2
Luna.
records. Luna's on the record. Luna we met when Laura had a shop in the Fox Hills Mall.
Yep.
I don't call it Westfield Culver City.
Fox.
It's still the Fox Hills Mall if you're from this area.
Yeah.
An organic shop.
It is really a family affair, and I see a lot of friends and family and extended friends who are a part of this process.
Like they said, it really takes a village, and that's what it took.
And I'm really proud that it was recorded in a spot like Drake's Den that has family background and had people that we seriously appreciate the company that was a part of this. So that makes this album that much more special, because regardless of what happens from here, that will always be the foundation. That's what will make this record special, and it personally makes it special to us. Like I think it's an artist can't call their own record classic. I hate when artists say that.
Yeah.
Stop saying that. Of course it's classic to you because it's personal to you.
And you made that like years ago.
Right. Only the people can dictate if something is classic or not. But we can say we made something with quality that we're proud of. That means something to us, and how the people feel about it, only time will tell.
Obviously, Instagram, Twitter. I don't do Snapchat, unfortunately. I do not do that.
30 years old.
None of us.
But if you want to look for me, I'm on there too. But all social media handles, plain and simple. DJISLORD.
Not DJ is the Lord.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's Donald Flow Productions live from Drake's Den.
That's
We're about
us.
to do something live in a person for you, how we get down in the practice round. That's my man ELIMN8, that's DJ is Lord. DJ is Lord, how you feeling?
Yes.
I think he's feeling alright. So wherever you're watching this at, whether it be at home on your computers or on your phones, we need you to feel alright with us like this. And everybody say, hey, yo! Alright, everybody say, hey, yo! Alright,
walk around and be feeling like a super villain on the microphone daily. It's where I do my killing. If you clowns try to trip, then I'm plus feeling. But who wants that? You better be chillin'. Make like a tree, get the fuck out of here. HMP 2000 to what? Yo, it's all year, regardless of the outcome. 10 years rocking with my friends and it's still fun. All I need is a pen and a pad, a drink, a joint, 2 chicks. That's bad. Not bad, meaning bad, but bad, meaning good. Or hopefully a nice place out of the hood. Cause where I'm from, it ain't cookies and cream or champagne dreams. It's crooks and fiends. So I'm trapped in the melodies of my headphones. Creativity, my mind rolls. What? How you feeling? How you living? Alright. Yeah. How you feeling? How you chilling? Alright. Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building. If you feeling alright. Well, alright. How you loving? How you eating? Alright. Yeah. How you moving? How you breathing? Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building. If you feeling alright. Well, alright.
them on the flow niggas, yeah, they alright. But everyone want your help, go figure I. Everyone want to say you ain't doing it right, but can't figure out what the fuck to do with their life. So have mercy. Like the John, I'm a ditty bop. It was all a dream like the same day Biggie truck. All eyes on me like a pop drop. And double this so big ain't really worth a shit. If the game plan, knock him in for 10. Bookworm, but the brain push waste for shit. LMU on a charge to DG for the degree. My reprieve playing job as repeat. Foot on the pedal, other keys to sustain. Still hold up like a ELIMN8 Mustang. Towards a Mustang, I gotta let my nuts hang. Nothing be the same again. That's like I'm
how you feeling? How you living? Alright. Yeah. How you feeling? How you chilling? Alright. Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building. If you feeling alright. Well, alright. How you loving? How you eating? Alright. Yeah. How you moving? How you breathing? Alright. Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building. If you feeling alright. Well, alright. If you just got paid, then you feeling alright. If you got a flight date, then you feeling alright. If you made it to the date, then you feeling alright. If you try to get loose, then you feeling alright. Well, alright. How you feeling alright? Well, how you feeling alright? Well, how you feeling alright? Well, how you feeling alright?
Well, alright.
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 How you feeling? How you living? Yeah. How you feeling? How you chilling?
Alright.
Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building, if you feeling alright. Well, alright. How you loving? How you eating?
Alright.
Yeah. How you moving? How you breathing?
Alright.
Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building, if you feeling alright.
One more time.
Well, alright. How you feeling? How you living? Yeah. How you feeling? How you chilling? Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building, if you feeling alright. Well, alright. How you living? How you eating? Yeah. How you moving? How you breathing? Well, alright. From the floor to the ceiling, everyone in the building, if you feeling alright. Well, alright. Good.
Untapped Hip Hop live and direct out some Chappelle Show shit.
And everybody said, hey, yo! And everybody said, hey, yo! I walk around angry, feeling like a